I'm Jenny, welcome to Flair Pilates. Today we're going to do a nice, gentle, pregnancy-friendly class. Really good for just loosening up those tight muscles. We all know we get them, right? So I am almost 29 weeks pregnant, so I'll just be guiding you along a nice little class. It's just going to help release all those tight muscles. So today we're going to use the fit ball and some hand weights. And this is my dog Oscar. Currently he is being very good, but we'll see what happens once we get started. So we're going to start with some nice, easy, just kind of like modified roll downs, because we don't want to necessarily go all the way to the ground when we're pregnant. We might get a little bit dizzy. So we'll just take the feet nice and wide, a little bit turned out, whatever's comfortable for you. And first of all, we're just going to start to nod the chest, bend the knees, and just let those arms hang heavy. So we're only going to go about halfway down until about to there. And then we're going to roll back up, making sure that the knees go over the toes. And just a little bit of a back stretch, rolling up. The whole point of this is just to make sure that your neck stays relaxed. You just let those arms hang. Good, nice and easy. We want to pull that tummy to our spine, give your baby a nice little cuddle, keep the pelvic floor lifted lightly. Good, and we'll make the next one the last one. Nice. We may as well just leave the feet exactly as they are, taking the arms out to the side, and we're going to move into some really gentle side tilts here. So we don't want to over stretch our muscles, but we do certainly want to get things moving. With the feet nice and wide, we've got a more stable center of gravity, so it's a little bit less work for those obliques than if we had our feet directly underneath the hips. We certainly don't want to overwork those obliques, but we do want to give our bodies a nice little stretch out. Inhale over, exhale up. Inhale over, exhale up. Nice. On the next one, let's place our hand on our hip and just reach over a little bit further, maybe giving your hip just an extra little push, just to give ourselves a nice little stretch. And let's carefully come all the way up. We'll do the same to the other side. Once you're there, you've got your stretch, maybe give your hip a little bit of a push. I want to make the most of this lovely side bend. And up we come. So we're going to take the arms out to the side. I'm going to bring my legs, my feet back to parallel. I'm just going to bend the knees slightly, and I'm going to do just a gentle twist to each side. So again, we don't want to overuse those obliques. Really, it's just a nice little way to get some movement in our spine. No momentum, it's all control. Let's keep those shoulders down. Keep the tummy drawing into the spine. And we'll make the next one the last one. Coming back through center, arms down, give the shoulders a bit of a roll. Okay, so now we're going to get stuck into some stuff with the fit ball, another lovely little stretch. So grab your ball, make sure your weights are somewhere nearby where you can grab them easily. You don't have to get up and down too much. We're going to take a seat right in the middle of our fit ball. We're going to take the feet fairly wide, and what we're going to do is start with some nice big hip circles. So make sure you feel nice and stable on that ball. What we want to do with the pelvis is get it some nice kind of pivoting motion. We want to get as much movement through that lower back as we can. And we're going to go back the other way now with these circles. So making sure that you get nice and big movement, whatever you think you can manage. We want to feel like we've got an imaginary corset on, drawing in to support our baby, support our spine, support all the muscles. One more nice big circle, and we'll come back to center. So now we're just going to go side to side with the hips. So away, side to side. Again, just as much movement as you can. Keep that pelvic floor lightly lifted. And then we're going to go forward and back with the pelvis. So we start by tipping the pelvis forward, and then we tuck it back. Tip it forward, tuck it back. Very nice. Inhale, let's go forward. Exhale, scoop the belly as we go back. Inhale, tip it forward. Feel that length through the hammies up into your lower back. Exhale, we'll use those lower abs to bring the pelvis back. Forward, back, forward, and back. Hopefully starting to feel nice and loose now. Good. And then we'll come to center. So we're going to grab those weights. And we're just going to keep the feet as they are and just have the arms hanging down by the side of the ball. And we want to feel really strong in our midsection, in our core. Those are the muscles that are going to get that baby out. So we want to make sure they're nice and strong, but we also want to make sure that we're looking after them nice and safely too. So nice and easy arm series. On the exhale, we're going to take the arms up to shoulder height, and on the inhale, bringing them down. So give that baby a nice cuddle, keep that pelvic floor supported, out and in. Up and down. We want to draw those shoulder blades down into our back pocket. Out and down. Starting to notice that our arms, our deltoids, I'm searching for the word there, are starting to do some work. We want to avoid using the upper traps and up into our neck, so keep those shoulders down. Good, let's turn the palms over now. We'll do the same thing, just up to shoulder height to start with. Soft bend in the elbows. Lovely. 2 more, and then we'll hold. From here, you're just going to turn the weights to face the floor with a little pulse, and then we're going to turn them over. Let's try as much as we can to keep those shoulders down. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Keep that baby supported. Inhale, exhale. Really feeling our arms doing some things now. 3 more times. 3 and 2 and 1 and down. Good. Give those shoulders a bit of a roll. We're going to take the weights by our shoulders here. We're going to press up and come straight back down. So nice and easy, nothing too strenuous, but we still want to get to the end of the class feeling like we've had a bit of a workout, like we're getting nice and strong in a really safe way. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and one. We're gonna go one at a time now, and we're gonna avoid tilting the spine. So keep that spine nice and tall. Try and grow some space in between your vertebra. That's it. And we're going to get a little bit of pace with it now. So inhale, exhale, inhale. Keep those shoulders down. Really feeling our shoulders, our arms, doing some things. Can we do 4 more to each side? 4, 3, 2, and 1. And down we come, giving those arms a little bit of a rest. All right, arm circles now. So up we come, out we go. That was a very quick rest, wasn't it? Up we come, and out we go. Nice big breath in on the way up. Out on the way down. In on the way up. And out on the way down. One more time. In on the way up, out on the way down. We're going to go back the other way now. Out on the way up, in on the way forward. Out and in. Out and in. And 2 more. 2 and 1. And now I promise to give those poor shoulders a little bit of a break. We've got one more little thing for our arms to do here. So we're going to take both the weights in one hand. And we're going to go for a bicep curl. So it's up to you how heavy your weights are. It's easier to keep your elbow in close to your body. But if you want a little bit more of a challenge, take your elbow a little bit further out. Ooh, that's too much for me. So I'll just keep it about there. And let's keep our core nice and strong here. So avoid too much wobbling around on that ball. And let's do maybe 4 more times. 4, 3, we want breadth through the collarbones. 2, and 1. Nice and easy. Let's swap those weights over. Reset the body, so we want the shoulders externally rotated. Engage that core, lightly lift the pelvic floor. Up we go. Good. We've got 4 more to do. 4, 3, 2, and 1, and down. Great. So I'll just pop those weights, I think, straight on the floor in front of me for now. And we're just going to do a little bit of nice deep belly breathing. So what we want to do is just put our hands on our tummy here. We want to take a nice big breath in, filling up our belly, and then as we breathe out, I want you to give your baby a nice strong cuddle. So breathing in, like a balloon, allow your tummy to expand. Exhale, bring those abdominals in close to your spine to support that baby. And as you breathe out, let's really lift that pelvic floor. So breathing in, and engage pelvic floor, breathing out. Nice big breath in. Breathing out, lift the pelvic floor. These are some nice exercises you can do at home to help strengthen your pelvic floor. Let's just do 2 more big breaths. Lift the pelvic floor, pull those tummy muscles in. Last one. And that's it for now. Okay, so we're going to take a seat at the end of your mat on top of your fit ball. We're going to do some rollouts, nice work for the hamstrings with the glutes. We'll start with no weights and then we might add them in later. Hopefully I don't disturb my sleeping puppy over there. I certainly don't want him to wake up. Okay, so we're sitting on top of the ball here. For now, I might just take my hands down onto the side of the ball and just allow it to roll with me, but you can do whatever feels comfortable with your hands, maybe cross them across your chest or whatever like that. So, pulling that tummy in, pelvic floor, we're going to roll down nice and carefully. Keep those feet wide because you'll feel more stable. We want to get all the way, oh, there's the dog, so that our head is supported on the mat, and it's fine to have the feet nice and wide here. So we're in our nice supported position here. We're going to carefully lower the hips halfway down to the floor, and then we're going to squeeze your glutes as we press up. So inhale, down we go. Exhale, squeeze as we press up. Inhale, halfway down. Squeeze as we press up. That's it, we're working the hamstrings, working the glutes, working those back extensors in a really nice, safe way. Our head stays supported. We're not lying on our back for too long. Only kind of a second or two at a time. 5 and 4 and 3, let's really start to squeeze those glutes right down by your tailbone. 2, and we're going to pause at the top if we can. Good, arms can go up to the roof. Make sure your head is supported on that ball. We're going to go one heel at a time, lift it up, lower it down. Breathing in to lift the heel, lower down as we breathe out. In and down. So we're keeping all this nice and strong. Down, up, and down. So we're going to repeat this series with some hand weights in just a sec. So we're going to go both heels now. Reach both heels up and lower them down. Lifting up and down. Keep that corset on. Pelvic floor stays lifted. 3, 2, and 1. Now we have to come up the way that we came down. So I'm just going to place my hands back on my hips. I'm going to walk in nice and carefully. Hands on the ball to give yourself some support. All the way back up. And we're going to do the same thing with the hand weights. Okay, yeah. Ready? Okay, so, all right, so similar series, weights in our hands. You can choose to do it without if you like. So let's make sure that pelvic floor is on. Your tummy, your baby is supported with your abdominals, and we're going to walk down nice and slow. Make sure that lower back supported. We don't want to stay in a chest lift position for any length of time. I'm just going to place my hands by my hips here and making sure I'm comfortable in this position. So first of all, I'm going to take just so we get used to the feeling of the weights in our hands before we start moving, we're just going to do a few taps of the weights here, coming back to a goalpost position, pressing up. Keep that core nice and strong. Keep the glutes squeezed, pelvic floor on. Good, so these are the arms that we're going to use while we lower our hips down to the floor. So as we lower the hips halfway down, you're going to bring the elbows into goalpost, and then you're going to press up all at the same time. Inhale, down we come. Exhale, up. I'm just going to shuffle my feet a little bit further away. There we go. Inhale and exhale up. So everything is controlled. There's nothing jerky about this motion. Remember to keep the range really small if you are feeling quite unstable. Inhale down, exhale, up, nice one. Inhale down, exhale, up, good. 4 more times, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. So we're going to turn those weights to face each other. As we lift one heel, we're going to take the arms out to the side. As we lower, bring the arms together. Lift the other heel, arms out to the side. As we lower, bring those weights together. Very nice. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. So it's getting challenging to keep those hips lifted. A little bit, hopefully you're feeling your inner thighs as well, because we're trying to draw those knees kind of towards each other without letting them flop out to the sides. There's definitely an element of that going on. Nice. One more time. And then we're going to go both hands together. Both heels together, sorry. That's it. We're doing 5. So we've already done 2, 3, and 4, and 5. And then we're going to come up the way we came. Nice and carefully. Allow the ball to support your lower back and your chest. Place your hands onto the ball. Rolling up. Give those shoulders a bit of a roll. All right, so now let's come down onto our knees nice and carefully, and we're going to do a nice little stretch out of the spine. But first of all, let's just sit back on those heels. Take the knees nice and wide, and we're just gonna go in for a nice gentle stretch here. So I don't want you to think too much. Give yourself lots of room. Take those knees nice and wide. Just a gentle stretch through the ball, and then a roll back up. Just to watch if you get a little bit dizzy, just to go nice and slow. We're going to build on this exercise in just a sec, but for now, don't think too much. Just giving our shoulders, our mid-back, a little bit into the lower back. If you tilt your pelvis back here, you'll get a little bit of a lower back stretch. And a roll through. And scoop that belly on the way up. So this is a really nice kind of level 1 stretch here. Nodding chin to chest, pull those ribs together. A nice rounded spine. Then we start to lengthen out and press the chest through the arms gently and scoop the belly to roll up. So we're going to do it up onto our knees a little bit higher in just a hot minute. But this also feels really nice. So pausing at the bottom here of this stretch. All right, from here, let's come up a little bit so we've got more of a rounded spine. And I'm just going to gently tilt the ball side to side. Give myself a little bit of a stretch there. And then we'll roll all the way back up. So you can see that although it is a nice stretch, it is actually quite a lot of work for those shoulders. So let's come up onto our knees. Pop a pillow, oh sorry buddy, pop a pillow under your knees if you need to. I have a little variation on that exercise. Okay, so we want to keep, the aim is to keep the hips on top of the knees the whole time. So let's start with our fingertips quite close to us here on the ball. We're going to nod the chin to chest. You're going to roll that ball away. So you really need to use your abdominals to keep those hips on top of the knees. We're rolling down. Then we want to get to this point where our back is parallel to the floor. From here, if you like, I'm just going to make sure that ball's a bit further away, you can press your chest through your arms here. Scoop as we roll up, press those hips forward, and we come all the way up. All right, so nodding chin to chest, rolling down. We're aiming to keep the hips on top of the knees the whole time. Shoulders down. I want to get to parallel here. It's hard work, not too much weight in the ball. Then gently press the chest through the arms. Scoop the belly. Use those tummy muscles. Press the hips forward as we come up. So it looks pretty, but there's a lot going on, and it's much harder than it looks. Rolling down. Let's find that parallel position of the spine and then gently press the chest through. And scoop, scoop, scoop as we roll up. One more time, nodding chin to chest, rolling down. Finding parallel to the floor, chest through the arms. And rolling up. Lovely. Good. We're going to put the ball away for the next part of the exercise. We'll do a nice little stretch into a kind of mini side plank here. So we're going to choose a side, and we're just going to sit, bringing one heel towards the midsection of your body, sitting up as tall as we can. So you might feel, depending how flexible you are, you might feel a little bit of a stretch in your inner thigh. That's certainly what we want. Try not to hang back here. Try and sit up as tall as you can. And we're just going to place this hand in the middle, and it's a gentle stretch over towards your feet. If you can grab onto your toes, you're more than welcome to do that, but certainly don't, if you feel like you haven't quite got the room to lean all the way over, let's not force ourselves. We want to try and keep your shoulders aiming to be stacked one on top of the other to maximize that side stretch. And then we're going to windmill up, placing the hand on the mat. I'm just going to sit back a bit. We're going to put some weight on our knee here, and we're going to side stretch this way, making sure our supporting shoulder stays down. So down we come, hand in the middle, up and over, windmill, lift up into a nice stretch. Down we come, up and over, supported on the mat, side bend. Feels really nice to move like this, considering how tight we all feel carrying and growing a human. Nice. All right, let's switch our legs over to the other side. You can see my puppy dreaming there. Look at him twitching. Oh my gosh, ridiculously cute. All right, so take a second to settle into the way that this feels. You might feel different side to side. Stretching out that inner thigh, hand towards the middle here, up, and just gently over. Remember, we don't have to grab onto your toes if it doesn't feel comfortable, but you should feel a nice stretch out of your side. If you feel short of breath, come up a little high. You can even prop your elbow up onto your thigh. Certainly don't want to get you out of breath here. And up and over. Support your body nice and carefully into a Bit of a stretch here. Feel that nice length of the side body. Up and over, feels good. Support yourself into side bend. I need to sit myself back a bit. My knee comes off the mat. Over. And up. Too much cuteness over there right now. Gosh, he's normally not this good. He's normally crazy when I try and do Pilates. And we'll do one more time. He's just grateful he gets to hang out in the aircon with me while I do this. Okay, so we're going to come into one final stretch for our inner thighs. We're going to take those hips to the back of the mat, take the legs nice and wide. Sorry, puppy. Just getting nice and comfy here. I'm not trying to overstretch your muscles, of course, just finding something that works for you. Pop your hands behind your body, sitting up nice and tall. And we want to feel length in our spine. We don't want to feel like we're bunched up here, anything like that. Try and sit as tall as possible. Okay, so now that we've got that, we really need to engage our core muscles because we're bringing the hands forward, and we're going to gently lean into our stretch until we're comfortable. We definitely don't want to be overstretching our ligaments. It's not the time to really work on that hectic flexibility. It's just the time to make ourselves get through this situation we find ourselves in. So finding just whatever suits you for now. Nice long spine. Making sure that the knees and toes are on top. You're not rolling your hips forward. So think about turning out. That's it. Breathing, trying to breathe through it. Again, just being aware of any uncomfortable pain. We don't want to be clenching into our glutes either, so try and relax those muscles. Long spine. And then we'll come all the way back up. Very nice. So we're going to allow those feet to bounce back together, giving the legs a bit of a shake. And we're going to finish with a nice plank or a plank variation, whatever suits your body today. So we're going to start in a crawling position. And this is the level one if you're really feeling not great and you just don't want to do anything too strenuous. You're just going to tuck your toes like so, push that floor away, and we're just going to practice engaging our deep core muscles. So if we let everything go in our tummy muscles, and then we gently lift the pelvic floor, exhale, and draw our tummy muscles into our spine. So inhale. Release, exhale, pull it all in. So we want to stay supported with our arms. We don't want our spine to change. You're just gently engaging those tummy muscles. Same as that belly breathing we did before on the fit ball. And this is just a really gentle way to build some core strength if you're not feeling that great. All right, for those of us who are feeling a bit better, we're going to take our tucking our toes. We're going to pull that tummy in, set those shoulders down, and we're going to lift those knees. And then lower down to the mat. Exhale, lifting up. Inhale, lowering down. So we really want to be pushing the floor away. Oh my gosh, there's just too much cuteness happening right here. Being so good, Oscar. And lift. if you think you've got it in you, you can hold for a few seconds here. You can even try a few gentle rocks forward and back. Please listen to your bodies if this isn't suiting you today, or if you find that your wrists are in a little bit of pain, just go back to one of those other options that we just talked about. Inhale back, exhale forward. Inhale back, exhale forward. Not only building strength in those arms so we can carry the baby around, but also in the quads, glutes, back extensors, core. It's basically a full body exercise. 3 more times. 3. Give that baby a cuddle. 2. And 1. And lower down. Good. Last little bit we're going to do here is just a few nice and easy cat-cows. So I'm going to ask you not to think very much about this and just move through some nice, slow, controlled yoga style cat-cows. So it's important not to overstretch those abdominals, but we certainly do want to keep that lower back nice and juicy, nice and mobile. And let's also do a little bit of tail wagging, nice and gentle. Kind of thinking about joining your shoulder to your hip, but it's super gentle. From here, just sitting back, taking the weight onto the feet, the knees wide because we need the space, and then just standing up nice and carefully with that tummy supported so we can protect our lower back. And we're all done. So we're just going to finish with those that variation on the roll down. So take the feet fairly wide. All right, so hips are very slightly turned out, same as the feet. We're just going to bend the knees, nodding chin to chest. And we're just going to kind of roll down till about there. And then we're rolling up. Straightening up those legs. And we'll just do a couple more. Just seeing how we feel now compared to how we felt at the beginning. Last one. And we're all done. Thanks so much for joining me for a pregnancy-friendly class. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.